friends, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Taryn and this is Breathe and Budget. We are on a journey of becoming debt-free, investing wisely, creating generational wealth. We utilize the zero-based budget method, the cash envelope method, and we incorporate savings challenges to meet our financial goals. If any of that is of interest to you, go ahead and subscribe, give this video a like, say hello in the comments, let me know what you're doing. When you're watching this, it will be Saturday, September 2nd. Let me know what your plans are for this weekend. We are already headed into September, which is crazy to me. And it's my birthday month. It's Virgo season. My birthday is mid-September. I will be turning 40 years old, and I was officially able to schedule my appointment on my birthday to get my Breathe tattoo. So I am super excited about that. I will be incorporating funding what I need to complete that quote-unquote challenge in the month of September. So I am super excited. I've already reached out and met with my artist, and I thought it was just so cool because I told him I wanted to schedule this, session for my birthday. He's like, hey, I have September 15th open at 4 p.m. I was like, what? That's my birthday. It couldn't have been a bigger sign from the universe to say, we got you, girl. So I'm super excited. Let's get this going. So I am a Monday start person when it comes to my calendars. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up the calendar, and I'm going to speed you guys through that. So give me a moment. All right, so there's my calendar. So a budget calendar is basically an overview of when you're going to be paid and what bills are due on what day, and helps you incorporate what check is going to pay for what bill. So give me a moment. Let me grab my highlighters because I did not come prepared for that, and open up my budget calendar template that I use so that I make sure I don't miss anything. Give me one moment. Okay, so I have my highlighters. I use the Zebra Mid-Liner highlighters. They are dual tipped, so I generally use this side, but these are my favorite because you can write with them fairly quick, and they don't bleed through the paper, and it doesn't smear the ink. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. If you're a planner person, you totally know what I mean, and more than likely you love these as well. I will link them just in case you are interested. I like being able to highlight right away and it be dry so that I can write, and I also like the fact that it doesn't bleed through. So if you happen to need that for your budgeting needs, I will link it, as I do recommend them, and I don't recommend anything unless they are tried and true. I know that I love them, I know that they work, and I feel comfortable recommending them. Okay, so technically my payday is here because this is the 30th. I'm actually gonna just write that, 30th, 31st. So this actually starts my September. So this would be our first paycheck, this would be our second, third, fourth. And then my new for October would be here. So that just is, we are not a traditional, from the first to the last day of the month, we're not traditionally budgeting that way. We do it based on our paychecks. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to make my little, what is it, a key? Is that what this would be called? So that we know what paycheck goes with what highlighter color. Okay, so this will be the 30th, this will be the 6th, the 15th, and the 21st. Okay, so then I like to This is payday, 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 payday. Okay. I hope that you guys can see. Maybe I need to zoom you guys in a little bit more. Let's do that just a little bit. Okay. Hopefully I can keep it in frame. I am a lefty, so as I'm writing certain things, you may not see it until I move my hand. But and I apologize. I mean, I guess I could try to write straight, but I tend to write in a slant being a lefty, but let me try. Let me try this for you guys. All right, so on the first, so I use this check to pay half of the mortgage. So I will put it in a savings account, and then I'll pay the other half on this paycheck, the 15th, and I throw it into a savings account. And then on the last day of the month, I will bring it back into my checking for them to withdraw my mortgage for October 1st. So what you see me paying towards my mortgage in September is for my October. So September mortgage, I pulled it from my savings and put it into my checking yesterday so that it's ready to be pulled on the 1st of September. So I think technically I'm 1 month ahead already for our mortgage, but I am doing the 1 month ahead challenge, which I just recently posted a video on that. I'm pretty sure I will be posting it before this one. But I'm trying to get a month ahead on everything. So I think ultimately I'll be 2 months ahead on the mortgage, which I'm not complaining. So I put half of the mortgage on this check. So I'm going to write mortgage. And then half on this one. So that takes care of the mortgage. On the first, I have some of our memberships for Six Flags coming out. You will see me put that twice because, how do I explain it? So I had to make some changes. Like I had to cancel a membership for someone that we were no longer having added to our account. I had to add Miss River because she became of age at one point where she needed a pass, like she was no longer free. And for some reason, they don't have it where you can group it all together and have just one payment. So any change I've made became a new payment. But all in all, it's $59 a month for my family of 5, 2 half passes, 2 Six Flags. We don't have any blackout dates. So we could do like Halloween Horror Nights. We can go during Christmas time. You know, the kids can just go on the weekend with friends. It's basically entertainment for our family that wouldn't cost us a lot. My plan actually has like a really good food package too, like 50% off food and some free meals. So it's affordable. I like to do those types of things, like we have the zoo, the aquarium, just because if you don't have a lot of money to put towards those types of things, setting yourself up with a couple of good, I want to say not too expensive types of memberships it's a great idea. There are tons of other like free things you can do. Like even my kids love just taking a trip to Barnes and Noble. Like if every weekend I took them to Barnes and Noble just to be there for a couple hours, they would be happy campers. All right, moving right along, or else this video is going to wind up being super long. So on the 3rd, we have the gas company. I'm no longer going to put the like credit cards just because right now I don't have a balance on them. If I wind up using them, I know I pay it off anyways, but it's not going to be part of like my budget calendar per se. And then I don't have anything until the 8th. So we have our Sonova, which is our solar. And then for September, we have our water bill that's due. So water is, every 2 months? And then our trash, which is also going to be due, put that here. That's every 3 months, but those are coming up for this month. I did create envelopes because I figured I should probably like cash pull a little bit at a time in like the 2 or 3 months that we have until the next bill, just so that it's not such a huge hit in just 1 month. And it doesn't always, next time it's not going to be both, right? Because water will be November and trash will be December. This is every 3 months, every 2 months. But right now they decided to meet up in September. So we're just going to make that work. So on the 14th, we have the Toyota TRD. So I just write TRD. The 15th also, okay, so I want to make sure that because on your budget calendar, yes, you want to put your fixed expenses, but you also want to put like any events or appointments that you may have so that you know you need to budget for them. So I have the Spectrum on this date as well. It's also my birthday, my B-day, and it's going to be my tattoo day. So I will put that there. So we have a lot going on the 15th. So the 16th, we have Google Photos. This is just basically a way of me storing the thousands and thousands of photos that I have. And my husband did do a little bit of spending on his credit card, so I will be including that. I have it set up to where we're paying it off. So what we budgeted for him wasn't enough for August. Again, that was like a grace month for everyone, but I did go ahead and increase his spending for September because we freed up that money from, paying off the diamond. I'm keeping mine at $200 a month. I am increasing his to $400 a month and seeing if he can work what he wants to use that on, including his bad habit, which I've discussed in a previous video. He is a smoker. So I'm hoping that he can kind of keep it to that, like $100 a week, and avoid using his card. We have talked about that, so we will see how that goes. Wish us luck. So on the 18th, I'm putting Edison. This is our electricity. Yes, we have solar, but if you know anything about solar, you still sometimes owe the electric company for any like overage on the, like if you didn't produce enough. So I need to give them, I think, $65 here on the 18th. And then we'll just do our best. It just was such a hot summer. It's fine. I don't mind paying a little bit more to keep us. I work from home. The kids are homeschooled. We are home all the time. We need to be comfortable. So I'm justifying it, right? Like, I'm pretty sure all of you are like, yeah, it's, if you are in California, you know that it has been super hot and we can also get pretty cold. So I'm going to do what I need to do to be comfortable, especially since we are here working and doing homeschool. So Six Flags again on the 22nd. I told you guys you would see that. So this is our Hulu Plus. It's also Disney Plus. I purchased this at Black Friday. And if they have the same deal this year, I will repurchase it and sign up for it again because it expires in October, November. I need to check. I pay $4.98 a month for both. Yes, there are ads, but I don't care because to me that is affordable and we have access to certain things that we want to watch. Then we have our SeaWorld. This is a membership that we have had for a very long time. I won't get into a debate about that. I 100% see both sides of the argument of, these animals being in captivity, but I also have taken many behind the scenes tour with SeaWorld because my daughter at one point wanted to be a marine biologist, and I know how many animals they have rescued. I know how many animals are at their park that could not be released into the wild, and that their quality of life has significantly increased by having a home at SeaWorld. I understand that there are downsides to this and certain things that I do not approve of, and other facilities, locations like not associated with SeaWorld that have done wrong by these amazing creatures. So please don't come at me. We have a huge heart for animals, as you guys know, like even how we care for our own. I've supported them. My daughter has learned a lot from them. Again, we did so many behind the scenes tours so that she could really see whether that was a field she wanted to enter into. And we pay only $63 a month for all 5 of us again, no blackout dates. We can go whenever we want. It is something I'm considering canceling, I'll be honest. And the only reason is with the last couple of years, we haven't made it to San Diego as much as we normally do. We used to go like 2-3 times a year, but we've been so focused, like money-wise in other areas. We may go more now that we've freed up some money. So I'm not going to make the decision yet. I said in my video about like when I did my 1 month ahead and my unstuffing like of my weekly binder to get ready for September, I did mention that if there is a thought that you have, sit with it. And if it keeps coming back, then make that decision based on what your heart's telling you. I'm leaning towards canceling it, but my heart is telling me just not yet. So that's something you might see change in the future. And then on the 26th, we have our T-Mobile. Sorry for the rant. I apologize. I just felt that was important to, why am I putting that? I don't want to put that there. Let me get my white out. I just felt that was important to discuss just because, that could make or break whether you want to follow me or not. But I hear you, and I think that this community is so great that we can all support each other and appreciate each other's varying opinions. And that is okay, right? Like we don't have to necessarily see eye to eye to enjoy each other's content or to gather and pull advice or, maybe certain strategies that we use that could possibly help you. All right, so this is the calendar for the month. Let me do the highlighting to correspond with the paycheck. So this day, we actually are going to see Les Miserables. Oh my God, I hope that I'm not spelling that wrong. There is an S at the end of that. That was really messy, sorry. We have a play this coming Saturday, which if I post this on Saturday, which I believe I am, we are probably at this play. So that's really cool. I saw this as a child and I'm really happy. We're going with my father and my stepmother, and I'm happy that they're going to be able to see it as well. I grew up going to the Playhouse, Phantom of the Opera, Cats, Les Miserables. Sorry if I'm totally butchering that, but it's something. I even created an envelope for Playhouses, so I'm really happy that we're able to start that journey. I want them to be able to experience shows like I did growing up. So I'm going to put that here just because I will most likely use some like personal spending. We did increase our gas budget for September. I had already done that in August, but gas prices have been on the rise. I don't know if in your area it's like that, but for ours it's definitely increased. So I figured the last stretch of summer before we hit fall, which will be here. Oh, I should put that. Fall starts. Before fall starts, I just want to, in case we're, do any driving, that we have gas covered. And then I don't think I need the highlighters. I'm going to move those to the side. So that is my budget calendar. Move that to the side. So this is basically a month. This is gonna be for the whole month. So this isn't no specific paycheck date for this one. What I've been doing, and I started this, I wanna say it was in July that I started this, where I tried to do a full month spread to see what we would need to pay. And then from that month, I then determined, I know what bills, what fixed expenses I'm going to pay with what paycheck, but the sinking funds or the, variable expenses, like the cash envelopes and stuff. So let's just get into it. So income, so inflow, basically your source of money. So We each get 2 checks, so I actually use all 4 rows. I am estimating $2,100. We always do our best to estimate based on like previous months, like what, let me get my calculator, what our income will be. I know that this check is actually, my check on the 30th is going to be a lot more than that, because I cashed out my sick time because I didn't call out sick for the first 6 months of the year. So I was able to purchase some of my sick time. But that extra, I have not decided what I want to do with it. So I'm going to let it just sit in my checking account until I can figure out what I want to do with it. And that is okay. You don't have to decide right away. Whenever I get an extra lump sum of money, I don't make the decision right away. I sleep on it. I kind of gauge to feel like what is right, what is the best place to put that money. So I'm gonna wait. I've just allotted $2,100 of it towards September's budget. So we have $2,100, $2,599, $2,000, $2,599. So we're working with $9,298. We are a 2-income household. So if my income obviously will look different than yours to some extent, you know, it's good to have an understanding of our dynamics. We are a household of 5. We are a dual income. I work full-time. He works full-time. I have yet to incorporate my Etsy income because I have that just sitting in a high yield savings account because I still haven't really figured out what to do with it. I'm putting 25% away for taxes, and my daughter does help me, so I am paying her, and I have that all tracked, but the rest of it just sits there because I just don't really know what I want to do yet. Yeah, I've got to figure that out, but at this point, I'm just working my business, and I will be probably closing the shop for a little bit to catch up on orders and also to focus on my engagement with you guys here on YouTube. And my goal is to get us to 1,000 followers, and I'd like to get to the appropriate watch hour number to be monetized, because that is a source of income that does not require me to make items like I do on Etsy, which I will be converting to my own website shortly. It'll be through Shopify, but I love making the envelopes. But if I can have another source of income that does not require more than just what I would already do, like filming this for you guys, I would already be sitting here doing this. I'm just bringing you guys along, sharing what works for me in my journey, encouraging, hopefully, and motivating you guys as you're watching. So that is my goal. So if you know anyone who would be interested in my channel, like, tag them. I don't know. Can you tag on YouTube? Share my video, maybe like share the link on your stories on Instagram or on TikTok. That would mean the world to me. You don't even have to spend a dime ever with me. You don't ever have to support me in that way, but just sharing, liking, commenting, like that is the support I'm looking for. And I really appreciate it if you have done that. And those that are constantly coming back, watching and commenting, I really appreciate you. You are seen, and I am humbled. So thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to write our mortgage. That'll be, I'm just going to write the first. That's $880. So I've said this before in my previous budget with me videos, but if you are new, we purchased our home 12, 13 years ago now for a really good price when home prices were not what they are now. Our mortgage has always been really affordable, and I know this is not logical for today's times. So it's also one of the reasons why I won't move, just because I can't justify increasing our shelter cost to $1,000, $2,500, you know, when we have this mortgage. I just can't. I can't justify it. Do I want to move? Yeah. But even if I did move and we had that opportunity and financially we could swing it, I would still keep this house and I would rent it out, because you just can't beat this. And that would be like another source of income. And it's a world that I would love to enter into, like the whole rental property thing, but it does scare me. It intimidates me. I don't know why, but it really does. I think renting to people is scary because you just never know. All right. Six Flags. It is various dates, as you guys know. So I'm just going to put the first date. The first time it comes out is on the 1st. Total for the whole month is $59. So I'm just going to put that. For the gas company, that is the 3rd. And I have allotted $50 to it, but they send us text messages to tell us where we're at and what our estimated bill is to, expected to be. And it's going to be less than 50. So anything left over will just sit in our checking account, and grow with our checking account cushion. Okay. And then I have, okay, let's see. Make sure I'm going in order. Okay. Then I have the 8th, which is our solar. That's 144. Then I have, the 8th for the water. That is 111. I hope you guys can see. I try to zoom in just a little bit more. Okay. Water, 111. And then I have the 14th, which would be the TRD, and that is $690. It's so crazy that our car payment is almost as much as our mortgage. That just boggles my mind. But my husband did absolutely need a new car. That was a must. Yes, we could have gone with like a used car. We could have gone cheaper, but forgive me. My husband has always been the one to get me new cars. And in our entire marriage, which is like 17 plus years, he's not received a new car, and it was time. So we made it happen. Okay, so then we have the 15th. That is Spectrum. So this is literally just our high-speed internet. It's $95. I feel like that's expensive, but when we shop around or when we look, there isn't anything better in our area. And the plan that we're on, like they say, doesn't even exist. Like we're grandfathered into it. So we're not messing with that. Let's see, 15th. Okay, so then we have 16th, 17th, 18th. Let me just get those dates there. Okay, so then we have Google Photos. Our photo storage, that is $1.99. So I put it to 2. And then we have AMC. Oh my God, that's not an A. AMC Plus. That it's $8.99, but I put $9. Then we have Edison this month, which is not something we have every month. That's like 64 something, so I put 65. We do round up, and with the change, it just sits like in the account and just becomes part of the checking account buffer. All right, so the 18th. Oh, I forgot to add another 16th. I like doing it in order. So for those that are like me, you're probably so annoyed right now. I was trying my hardest, but that just didn't work out. But his credit card's going to get $200. And what's the 16th? We did the 17th. We did the 18th. Okay, we have the 20th. So this is my iCloud storage. I really need to just take the time. It's $9.99, so I'm going to put 10 to put all of my stuff to my external hard drive that I have so that I can see if they have like a smaller plan and I won't need that much. All right, so this is Hulu Plus, Disney Plus, $4.98, so I put $5. Okay, and then we have the 25th. That is SeaWorld, 63. This is a no date. I should have, well, maybe I'll put it at the end. I'm putting $200 to our cushion. And let's see. Then the 26th, I have two things on the 26th. I have our T-Mobile. So we are on a military plan. This is for 3 phones, a tablet, a watch, and unlimited data. So when people try to get us to switch over to other providers and other plans, even when I give them an opportunity to convince me, nothing can beat what we pay. Movie club, that's for our local theater. That's $11.99, so $12. Basically gets us like a free ticket every month, discounted concession like foods and drinks, and discounted tickets. And since we frequent the theater, that was worth it for us. Okay, and I think I have everything else. Let me just make sure. Oh, trash. When in doubt, you just count. 146, and that is going to be the 30th. All right. So crazy, I had literally just enough lines. So these are our fixed expenses. So I will speed you through this, but I'm gonna add this up. Okay, $28.71. Oh, actually, plus $2. This is actually gonna be $202. I forgot. Because I'm trying not to pull ones. I'm gonna fix that A while I'm at it. Trying not to pull ones, too many ones for the cash stuffing. 202. So this will be 2873. So I figured that extra like $2 that I had, I would just throw into the cushion. So we have 2,873 going towards our fixed expenses. So that leaves us with 2873. 6,425 to start funding like our variable expenses. So this would be like groceries, gas. Basically what I consider my variable expenses are what I have in my weekly binder. So you guys have seen that if you're following me and you've watched my videos. And then sinking funds would be like holidays and like yoga or, our subscriptions and memberships and things like that. Okay, so for groceries, we are going to do 1,000 for the month. For gasoline, we are going to do 800. Nails, 250. Our spending money, so this would be both for my husband and myself, that's going to be 600. And then date night, we're doing 100. Dining out, I know, we're going to do 300. I did increase that. Last month we did 250. Again, we had given ourselves a lot of grace. August was a tough month, but I figured we freed up some money. We enjoy having nights where we don't cook. We enjoy eating out. So I'm going to budget for it. If we need to focus on a particular goal that, maybe is last minute or something that I will prioritize greater than dining out, I might say, okay, guys, we're not eating out this month, and I will put that money towards it. Like let's say I want to do an impromptu trip to San Diego. We probably, won't dine out for all the other days of the month and use that money towards that trip. So dining out, and then we have the 4 other categories. So that is our beauty, that is our home, that is our pets, and that is our kids, all of which get 100. Okay, so I'm going to speed you up through it and add that up. Okay, so that's $3,450. So that leaves us with $2,975. All right, so because there's not a lot of room in terms of like adding each individual holiday, I just usually group it here. So I'm just going to put holidays. This is also going to be our insurance. So I'm just going to put INS, and it's also going to be our pet emergency fund. So all of that is going to get 2,000 total. And then I am getting my tattoo on my birthday. So that's going to get $55, and that will fully fund the tattoo plus a tip. I tip minimum 20%. So whatever my fee is, I just add 20% to that. As you know, if you follow me, I believe in tipping well. Okay, so then we have vehicle maintenance and emergency. So this is two different envelopes, but I just put it on the same line. So our vehicle maintenance is going to get 30, and then our emergency is going to get 100. I am going to put $40 to our Sam's Club envelope, which I think I'm going to make a new envelope and just put groceries. Basically, it'll be overage. So if we wind up going over that 1,000, you know, this envelope would cover us. We generally shop at Sam's Club, so that's why originally I had labeled that. Okay, so yoga is going to get 10. We already have some in the envelope, so I'm not worried about funding that too much. I'm going to work on beefing up our vehicle registration. We did just pay it in July, but we got so lucky that both of our cars are due in July. So that is a, you know, pretty good chunk. So we need to put $95 to that a month to be ready to pay that next July. And then we have AAA, which I'm going to put 15. It's due May of next year. So if I put 15 a month, I will have the amount that we need, which I think is like $155. I could be wrong. I'm going to be doing a video showing you my updated list of my memberships and subscriptions. And so then we have our alarm system. Okay, so that is $100 a year. So I'm going to put $20 towards it right now because it's actually coming up due in January. Then we have our Prime membership. I'm going to put 15. That's due February. And then entertainment. Let's see. I am going to put 10 into entertainment. Okay. Now, since I don't have debt other than the house and the car, I'm not making any extra payments. So I'm actually going to just use this next section to continue my sinking funds. So let's see. Work clothes. This would be for my husband's, you know, high vis steel toe boots. He's going to get $10. Memberships. Ooh, I hope you guys can see memberships. That's going to get 20. If you guys hear music in the background, that's my kids. Cut and color. So this is for like our haircuts and my color. That's going to get 50. And then I decided, you know, since I did free up some money, to put money in envelopes I have not touched in a while. So concerts is going to get 20. The Playhouse is going to get 20. My clothing envelope is going to get 20. Ooh, I may not even have enough room on this sheet. Our Riker, to get that second seat, I'm going to combine these two. And the gear, like the riding gear. So 50 for the second seat, $10 towards the gear. I'm going to put these together. So for fall and winter, I have like seasonal envelopes just for various activities like pumpkin patch or, you know, or whatnot. So for fall, I'm going to put 100 since we are headed into that fairly quick and I have not saved for that. And I'm going to put 40 towards winter activities. And then I'm just going to make note. I'm just going to put it here really quick. So the Roth IRA is going to get 50. And I have another 95 going towards pets. I'm not sure what my thinking was when I first like set that up. If I'm correct, I should still have like $147 left. That again, I have not decided what I want to do with, so I will wait. And as the months progress, I will figure it out. So I'm going to add all these up. Well, I'll do it by section, I guess, and I'll speed you up through that. So 2390, so 2975 minus 2390 leaves us with 585. Okay, I'll speed you guys up. So that leaves us with 485. Okay, so it leaves us with $100. I thought it was going to be 147, but I do remember, I think like I added a couple categories after. So technically we are a zero-based budget, and it will all the dollars that we have will be allocated, but I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this last 100. So let's say we had allocated that towards one of these, this would say 0, meaning I have told every dollar that we have coming in what it is going to be doing that month, you know, what it's going to be funding. I have that extra money from that check I told you that, you know, I was able to sell my sick time and this extra 100. So that's about like maybe $750 that I'm going to have sit there until I figure out what I want to do with it. I really just don't know. I don't know where I want to put it. So I will sleep on it until I wake up one day and I have an epiphany and I know exactly what I want to do with it. Okay, so this is my budget for the month. Let me just bring you guys back out just a little bit. And so then what I do is I will budget per paycheck. So I will create this, and for the most part, I actually create it in my actual budget book, which is the Budget by Paycheck workbook that I use from the Budget Mom. This is the September one. And I will set up each check. So that's kind of just like a template for right now, and I need to readjust this. So this will be for my August 30th check. And so I like to set up the month, as you saw me do in this video, and then I like to set up each check. But this is just a monthly overview, which I had never done. This is maybe my 3rd time doing it, and I do like it. I like seeing the monthly overview first, and then figuring out what check is going to fund what, you know, or cover what envelope. So this is a longer video than most, and I appreciate it if you have stuck around. If like you are still here, thank you so much. Hopefully this video like helped you in some way, maybe motivated you. If it did, then my goal and what I set out to do by creating this channel was done, and I appreciate it. If you have any questions, you know, or any kind or motivating comments, please leave them for me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I do work a full-time job, 3 kids homeschooled, the Etsy shop, and also trying to create my, you know, the content and build my following here. So, you know, just bear with me, but I will get back to you. I love reading everyone's comments and I love engaging, and I appreciate every one of you that have stuck around. And if you are new, welcome. And I really hope that you choose to stay and that you have hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.